you mean it. But you're so right, we're losing track of time, buying things online and it's not like we need them. We don't need them. So can we just slow down? The only thing I'll do is lay here next to you. We need to slow down. Embrace the love we found. For you and I are safe and sound. And we just slow down. For you and I are safe and We were on the run, rocking around the clock. Now all we need is right here in front of us. In front of us. So can we just slow down? The only thing I'll do is lay here next to you. We need to slow down. Embrace the love we found. For you and I are safe and sound.
No! Right, good evening, everyone on the Asia server, and good afternoon, people on the EU server, and good morning, people. If there are any people watching, then that would be good. But at the moment, I think we only have like a handful of people watching this, so I suppose they're from the Asia server. So good evening there. Happy New Year to you all. It's the 1st of January 2021. We've bid farewell to one of the worst years in the century, 2020, and I hope this year's going to be a good start, and hopefully a really good start for a really good year for World Tank Splits esports. Particularly, I think I've written a very long passage about how World Tank Splits esports evolved a lot last year, and I hope that will continue this year. So besides me is Roadblock97, who is also the coordinator of the Asia tour community. So hello and welcome.
Hello, Walwans, and hello everyone watching. I'm Roadblock.
Yeah.
97.
Yeah.
I've been playing on the Asian server for the past 5 years, so I'm like a veteran player. Is not as into but recently I started the Asia community tours.
Right.
First the server, and then now the tour. To like in Asian server. So hopefully, yeah. So right now I'm here today with what wants to like kind of like talk to you about it and possibly like try and get like how to say get people involved in it, because like it's a community and I would like the community to help each other.
That's true. Asia server is, I mean, it has a lot of potential. I mean, talking about the big games, League of Legends particularly, a lot of really good teams come from Asia server, and quite weirdly, hello Gorilla Max, quite weirdly, on the Asia server, I mean, in this game, it's far from being the best server region in this game. So hopefully, this year would be how's it going? It's going fine. But so hopefully this is going to be a really good time. Hopefully this year is going to be really good for Asia server to develop and to develop into a force to be reckoned with. And hello Yori 12. So
you mean one?
No, I'm just saying hello to people on the chat, so don't worry.
I mean, like, yeah, I know.
Yeah, but
Okay, sorry,
don't worry. It's just, I mean, you can. I mean, you have introduced yourself a bit about what you'd be doing, and yeah, and probably what you what kind of player you were, but just kind of a question for you: how did you learn about this game? How did you start playing this game?
Oh, that's that's an interesting story. So like back when Facebook just started, so I got Facebook. I was legal age lah. I'm not legal age. Then Then on Facebook they were running ads even back at that time, and those ads were World of Tanks, the PC game.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I was like major into like World War II stuff when I was 10 years old. So like yeah, I started on the History Channel. I watched the dog fights.
I see.
Then I got into Battleship 360, and then how to say greatest tank battles. Then like got into military stuff.
Yeah.
Then Oh, can I continue?
Oh no, I mean, I'm a bit surprised that the Facebook algorithm worked like a few years ago already, and Grillabacks also shared a really interesting story. I don't know which one of you got the tier 10 first in the end, but oh, you can continue. Don't
Oh,
worry. Yeah.
okay, so but then back then I didn't really have a competent PC, really bad PC.
Yeah.
I did try to download it. It took me a few days.
Oh dear. Oh my gosh, how slow was your internet back then? Really?
Oh, really slow. Like
Gosh.
I legit like you pick up the phone, you stop downloading
Oh my
like that.
god. Oh my god. That must has been
Yes.
like um I don't know, like 256 kilobytes per second, which
Yeah,
is horrendously
something.
slow. Nowadays we're talking about like what 60 megabytes per second, which I was even like how a tenth of that. Like my upload speed here is just a tenth of that, but like download speed nowadays like more than 200 megabytes, and even and some like some places you can go up as high as like gigabytes per second. That's
Oh yeah,
how fast the download speed nowadays is. So,
yeah. That yeah. Technology has come a long way.
yep. Oof.
Anyway, once I downloaded the game, which
Yeah.
it downloaded, I couldn't play it because I didn't have the hardware and also the software.
Yeah, you're a noob.
No, the computer wouldn't run it. It's just like a
Okay,
normal,
so
like office computer.
oh, I see. So the computer could not cope with the game.
Yeah,
Ah, I
yeah.
see. I see.
So I had to delete the file.
Oh Jesus. No.
And
Oh man.
then fast forward a few years
Yep.
in 2014.
Yep.
There was an event. Like my father passed away.
Oh dear.
The,
I'm sorry to hear
yeah.
that.
Thank you. But then one of my friends from my high school, he came, and then like while at that night while we were like just like sitting around in the hotel, he
Yep.
actually gave me his phone and then like say like, yeah, you can try this game, like it's in World of Tanks Blitz.
I see. I see.
Yeah. So like then I did try and play it, but it was like the internet was really bad, so it was lagging.
Oh dear, the pain. Oh gosh. Oh no.
So like
I can't imagine
I was
that.
flying.
Oh, you were flying. Well, flying tanks.
Yes.
It must be. It must be.
Flying through the buildings. Oh my god, that was.
Oh my gosh. Oh,
Then fast forward 1 year later, I finally had my own phone and all.
yeah.
And then I'm in foundation.
Yeah.
And then my friend, my another friend, this was my best friend in foundation. His name is Long.
Ah, what?
He
Long.
yes, Loong.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I can't imagine someone named Long. I mean, yeah, there is a football player called Long. I think he is. I
Yeah.
think he's still in Southampton, but like, yeah, I think that's
Oh.
a really strange name. Yes.
I mean, it's a Chinese name.
No, it's not a
Mm,
Chinese
Chinese name.
name. I think if it's a Chinese name, that it should be Lang, which is Lang, but Long doesn't sound like Chinese at all.
His full name is Long Che Fong.
I think that's probably Korean. I think that's Korean. Probably.
Oh no, he's definitely Chinese. Maybe his ancestors were Korean or.
Maybe because double O's only probably appears the most in South Korea. So like in Korea, I mean, yeah, I mean there are lots of names which double O's there. So
Well, I didn't know that. Oof,
yeah,
that's you know.
yeah.
Then anyway, he had the World of Tanks Blitz on his phone,
Mm-hmm.
and then I thought, oh, I have a big phone. It was a Samsung Galaxy Mega 2. Yes, I still remember my
Right.
first smartphone. So I managed to download it and I managed to play, and then yeah, I downloaded it in August 2015, and then I've never looked back.
Right. And that's how
Yep.
you started the game then.
Yep.
Ah, I see. the game has come a really long way from what it used to be, and now I mean back then it's +2 -2 matchmaking, which could be a really big pain for people grinding if they are in the stock tank and they are facing tanks 2 tiers higher, which is all.
It was definitely like harder back then.
Yeah, it is.
And now after update 5.5, like a new player can get into like
Yes.
a tier 10 tank within like a snap.
Yeah, it's a lot easier, but it's still difficult in some way. Which unfortunately I think the kind of direction that wargaming is going for, probably not the best direction if you want to retain new players, in my opinion. Because if you want to, probably I personally would prefer the slot modules to be buffed, by a lot. I mean, because right now if you do, you won't spend like 1,000 gold like on every tank that you're going to grind, and then and 100% crew. And I think the crew is just not really too much of a difference. The stop modules is the difference. It's the biggest difference in my opinion. So if you have stop modules and you have top modules, that alone makes the a really big difference. But if you talk about using top modules and you're 75% crew, it's acceptable, not the best, but it's acceptable. But then like, so that's why I was saying like the wargaming must buff the stop modules, because there is no way that you playing 75% crew and then playing your stop modules, your tank's just much worse than like the tank below when it's fully fully top ground. Yeah,
I can't really comment on that so much because that's ultimately wargaming's thing.
Yes.
But if I could change one thing, like maybe make it instead of 50% straight away 75% crew, cause like, you know.
Yeah, that will
like,
will also be really important. But I think 50% is even more unbearable. It's even more unbearable. So they should, yeah, they should really consider that.
And then I just said, like the players can now get into tier 10 really fast. And then you're coming up against experienced players like me.
Oh, true. Yeah,
I mean, you can actually start joking now that I'm still clubbing at tier 10.
Well, I mean, true. I mean, I think I only play tier 10 unless I need to grind tanks in lower tiers, then I will play lower tiers. But other than that, it's just tier 10 all the way. I think a reason is that, I mean, there is kind of a stereotype that the tier 10 usually is the most competent tier, and then like lower tiers, and then you can also experience that too personally, that lower tier is usually the kind of the overall skill level and the overall game sense is much lower than tier 10. That kind of persuades you to play tier 10 more and not the lower tiers.
I play tier 10 mostly. Like I've got like 20,000 plus battles at tier 10. I play it because I don't want to get up tier.
Oh yeah, true. No, you don't want to get up tier.
Yeah, I want the advantage that I can get like, because I mean like how to say, at the end of the day I just want to like have a bit of relax.
Oh yeah.
And then if I'm bottom tier, I'm not relaxing. I have to like put my carry pants on.
Oh.
And even then I lose.
True.
Yeah, if not.
Yeah. I mean, you also have tags which just can't simply cut the mustard when you're trying to get trying to play against the higher tier tanks.
Yeah.
I'm just also always wondering about the tier 7 medium switches.
Oh
dear.
Right now, tier 7, tier 8, and tier 6 is not a fun.
I think tier 6 is better. Tier 6 is, a few years ago, tier 6 is really good tier, but like now, like it's like the graveyard for the battle pass new tanks.
But the battle pass is not that overpowered.
I don't think they're overpowered. I haven't played them a lot, but I mean, Eraser is somewhat of a really good tank, but I'm not sure about Asian or Rudolph.
I think it's still better.
Yeah.
Rudolph, I don't know. I only bought the first battle pass, the KV1S thing.
I see. But yeah, I
Thunder.
mean, yeah, but I think tier 6 is okay. It's just not the worst. But like tier 7, you have to, and I don't know why they kind of allowed the Annihilator to be in tier 7 in the first place, because just that tank
You
is
know,
just
the
so
Annihilator.
overpowered.
What?
I
Yeah, it is
mean,
overpowered. But the best thing is like it was for so cheap like that. You know, anyone could like anyone with money like anyone could kind of get it. So that was VG not Wargaming not being paid to win.
yeah, and
But now it,
yeah, it's just tier 7 is it's destroyed. My both special and Annihilator. I don't have the special, and I don't plan to get one.
damn, I know. I'm grinding for the snow globe right now.
Yeah.
I
And
hope I don't get a tier 7 thing.
no, and then tier 8's just littered with premium tanks and and Object 252U, and it's really, really ironic when tier 8 you have a lot more tanks, like I think double or even triple the amount of number of tanks than tier 10.
Actually,
And tier,
oh
tier,
yeah.
8, tier 8 tournaments is just dominated by Object 252Us, which is very
Well, not
counterintuitive.
recently. Like when they released Emil 1 was Tech 3 tank and that
Yeah,
dominated
that's
until
true
it
as
was
well.
now.
And no, I mean tier 8 just I think if we want to see good tier 8 tournaments, we want to see like a lot of different choices for the tier 8 tanks. Like we want to see a lot more different premiums. We want to see a lot of tech tree tanks. I was kind of like expecting there should not be a duplicated tank, but in the end we are not getting the other way. We getting monopolized tanks. Just wanting a tank that's just spammed throughout that tournament. Not that I want
Yeah.
to. Not that I'm expecting from tier 8 tournament though. It should be a very diverse, diverse tournament in my opinion.
It should be especially like because how to say premium like Wargaming wants to advertise their game.
Yeah.
So like, but when we are watching the streams, all you see is premium tanks like 252
Yeah.
or what, except for how to say Feast. Feast,
Oh, Feast, yeah.
they only had like 125 like then they wanted to send like a message.
Yeah, that's true. And I think Endgame in some way as well. But then the last day because the last day is like the release of T-34E2 Shark, and then it's just like they just like go and buy that tank, and then yeah, they also spend that tank, like 4 tanks
Yeah,
there.
but
I
the
think I
Shark
remember which before that they don't have a lot of 250 use, if I remember correctly. So also they're trying their best not to allow the 250 use to be the tank that is dominating the thing. But I mean, NA server just completely fell apart. Like one team has like Sax Tubo 250 use, and at one point maybe even Sap Tubo. I don't know. So
but how to say, when you're playing for money, anything is fair.
well, yeah, you're playing for money, but the price was just. I don't think it kind of covers the part where you spend money on those premium tanks. To be honest,
Yeah, it does not.
Yeah, so no,
You're playing at a loss money wise.
yeah. So I think tier 8 tournaments needs to be a lot more diverse. I mean, it's just strange when it's just not as diverse as tier 10 tournaments, which tier 10 tournaments you can see quite some diversity. Although it's not the best, in my opinion, but it's at least more diverse than tier 8 tournaments, I must admit.
And also, you can actually play the Tech 3 tanks and actually be successful in it.
Yeah. Yeah, you see a lot of Tech 3 tanks in tier 10 tournaments. You don't see a lot of like premium collector. I mean, not even premium, to be honest with you. I don't remember a lot of tier 10 premium tanks used in tournaments, which is really good.
When the collector tanks first come out, everyone doesn't know how to pen it, so then that's when it's most effective.
Oh yeah, that's true. And now it's still really good tank. Don't get me wrong. T22, I think it's still one of the best tanks in tier 10, and people think it's been downgraded a bit, but I still bounce quite some back shots from time to time. I think it's still a really powerful tank. And Yeah.
My friend says you have to wiggle the booty.
Oof. The only collector tank which is commonly, two collector tanks which are commonly used in tournaments would be T22 medium, and I think in the future VK90.01p as well.
Yes, the VK90 we did see in the EU server of Blitz Cup.
Yep. It's a tank that I actually took a long time to learn actually, because the gun is it's quite bad in my opinion, and you just kind of need patience for it.
Yeah. Then also, I mean, like I got it, but then I didn't really enjoy it that much. But I think that
Yeah.
says more about me than the tank, because then you see players like who's Juicy Thunderstack. He playing on the EU server with Legion, and he's using it on Castilla in the Bushka spot.
Yeah.
Yes. Like, oh, but then now with the AMX M454, I think it's gonna be used a bit. Maybe not a lot.
It will be
but
used. It will be used a bit, but I think we saw it on the Blitz International Cup. It's not really the most effective tank. I think I think Wargaming. I think you have to give Wargaming a good credits here, because originally everyone saying that AMX M454 is going to break the tier tank completely. It didn't happen in the end. It was balanced heavily. Like, it was nerfed heavily. And I think now, I don't hear a lot of people complain about that tank being overly powerful. I think same goes for Kranwagen. I think we all said that it was really powerful, but then it was balanced with the lack of speed, and also I think the gun is fine, but the lack of speed really is an issue. The mobility.
People will complain about the aiming and dispersion, but I mean, you just aim a bit more.
Oh yeah, and also Kranwagen DPM is also very low. I think I heard people saying the even lower DPM than mouse. So at least Kranwagen is also balanced in a good way. So,
but even with that low DPM, right? I even how to say, I at tier 10, even though I play a lot of tier 10, I'm not really that good. But how to say, even then, I was still managing 3k average damage in the Kranwagen for my first 100 battles. Then so even with that low DPM, I still managed to do 3k average damage, and I'm not really that good of a player. So like that must mean something, you know.
True. Someone said, Kraken said that would rather have T22 sold in the auction than in the shop for 5 days. I think it would be a good idea, but then like VK was sold in gold back then. I think gold, or I think it was sold either in gold or in real money, and it was at that time not people. A lot of people think that it's a very good tank, but now that the reputation is just much better, it's just well, you missed your chance. So
VK is really good in the situational, like in city maps.
Yeah, I think it's a really decent heavy, but it can suck really hard with that gun.
Yeah.
Just that gun is just it's something that you need to bear in mind. It's you have really good armor, but your gun is just bad. Just remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm glad that I finally knew how to play the VK, which is just yeah, which is just yeah, the gun just can be very upsetting at times, but I managed to.
I mean, like, even when you aim it and it still bounce.
Yeah, very true, very true.
But then that's why they gave it that aiming reticle.
Oh yeah.
Then you can shot.
Yeah, but it's not just the air dispersion which is letting me down. It's a DPM as well. So basically, if you miss that shot, oh my gosh, you're just going to have to wait a long time.
I mean, it's like
I think it's like a mouse. I think DPM's like it's like a mouse. I think it's even worse than a mouse. But yeah, it's just DPM is also very bad.
Yeah. No, it's not that bad, lah.
I don't know if it has decent aim time. It doesn't feel like so. It has like not so good dispersion, in my opinion.
but that I kind of like balance it with
The
how to
armor,
say
the armor and mobility is like really good. I cannot
no I
show it.
no my equipment I changed to supercharge and also
Oh,
refined gun because I want it to hit, and then when I hit, want it to have a punch.
I see, I see. I think I only would install like not a vertical stabilizer for TDs apart from Badger and T110E3, which I don't think I will play as a TD anyway, because Badger I played a heavy and it was much better in that way. So Badger cannot be played as a TD. So I think I hope if you're struggling with Badger, don't play as a TD, play as a heavy tank, and I think you would do a lot better. And because it has like 10 degrees of depression, it's just really good. I think it's also somewhat of an underrated tank in my opinion, but
Yeah. I mean, like
yeah,
you can do really well in the Badger.
yeah,
Like
you can do really well in the Badger, yeah.
in tournament, we had one of my clanmates in tournament. He's Spartan 617.
Oh yeah.
He he got the Badger, and then like in his first game with us in tournament, not no, we first game in the Badger, not with us lah. The first game in the Badger, he did a freaking 5k carry
Oof.
on Dynasty Spell at sea.
Ooh.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, it can work really well with terrain, and has
Yeah.
an accurate gun. It has an accurate gun. Let's just make it as
And it
way
has
as
hash
really.
also.
Yeah.
Hash. But then
Yeah,
once
and
you get on track, it's
yeah, and the frontal armor is also really good. So that's why I was saying it's a heavy tank. It's a heavy tank.
but
I
just
mean,
don't be on flat surface because your lower plate, the middle
yeah.
patch there, expands.
Yeah, even your lower plate can bounce sometimes, especially for medium tanks. It's possible. So I'd say Badger is a decent tank, but it cannot be played as a TD. Just you don't have the fear factor. You just have like 400 something alpha, which is just the same as everyone else. No one will be afraid of you if they try to go in the open.
Some people like they focus priority. Okay, guy with big alpha gun, I focus him because he can take off a lot of damage from me. Versus a Badger who only 400. But the thing is, when you focusing on that big alpha, the 400 will hit, and then hit again really fast, and then hit again really fast, and then it's like almost the same alpha of the other guy.
Yeah, that's true. But then it's better like to kind of be on the somewhat on the front line and just kind of frustrate them front line rather than like at the back, because sometimes just and also Badger doesn't have good mobility, so I would rather have it on the front line.
The main thing with like a Badger or something that has a really good gun, he needs to get into the position.
Yeah.
Once he gets to that position, it's perfect.
Yeah, it's really
But
effective.
getting to that position is a different story.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true though. Well, quite a big digression from what we are from. Let's actually ask you another question. Why did you start the Asia Tour community?
Alright, so actually what happened, Wargaming announced pretty early that they were going to do like a server tournament like Blitz Cup in Asia and all. So then how to say, they kind of only focused on the top 4 that was going to get the 50,000 USD prize.
Yes.
But the thing is, not only 4 clans were playing. On the Asia server is the least amount of clans, but you can say maybe 20 clans or less than 20 clans were actually playing. So when Wargaming decided to make the top 4 only getting the prize, I felt a bit something inside me kind of like angry or what. So like I felt it was unfair.
Yeah.
But then in the end, even the top 8 also, I thought, oh, the top 8 at least gonna have some kind of prize fund also. But even they also didn't get any money. They got other stuff, but not money.
Yeah.
Then the top 16. I mean, like, I spent the preliminaries was in September, right? To get into the top 8.
Yeah.
So I actually spent the whole of like August and September making strats.
Right. Yeah.
And kind of ignoring my studies a bit. Not a bit, like a lot.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so I was focusing everything into making strats and then sending notifications to my team, updating them, and then like going through the stretch sketch and all that. And so all of this is
Yeah.
time, you know.
Mm.
And
True.
then like yeah, and then in the end we only managed 13th place, which I would say, given the circumstances, we could have done better.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, 13th place, if we got 13th place is where we belong.
Yeah. Well, I
So
mean,
then,
I
oh,
mean,
you go
continue.
first.
You continue. Don't
No, you
worry.
go first. You go first. After
No,
me.
because I mean, seeing that Asia server doesn't have a lot of clans, but then the seeding really is it's. I think it does feel at one point it's like the seeding is deciding the top 8 rather than like the ability of the teams, in my opinion. Because I think there are some top 8 clans there which I think should not have been in top 8. I'm so sorry, but some of them, in my opinion, should not have been in the top 8. I think some of them below top 8 would have fared better in the top if they were there. Came were very close. Not gonna lie. And if KDS, and also that KDS, if that KDS is not fishy, if it's like genuinely like they're really good. I mean, if they are. If they're playing it fair, then I think they deserve to be in top 8. But in my opinion,
KD is a bit fishy.
yeah. But then I mean, the seeding really,
They,
in my opinion, really decides the top 8. In my opinion, if for the
KDS
Asia server.
shouldn't have been allowed to play at all.
Well, let's not talk about KDS for a moment. But then I believe like top 8 is just like, I think should have been like I think if like there are clans like 1 or 2 clans are in top 8 instead of the 1 or 2 clans there, I think it could have been a different story, to be honest with you. It could have been it could have been competitive. It could have been competitive.
No, but okay, like example RN, like we faced RN a lot in the
no, our RN is RN is good. I mean RN is fine. I just don't know why they just crumbled in the Blitz preliminaries. It's not that my Jenks is just working perfectly fine on them, but they just crumbled.
Yeah, you know, I don't know what happened with. No, but I don't really agree with you that you say like some clans don't fit into the top 8. Like how to say, even if that is true to an extent, some of the games were still pretty close. Like Cats got a lot of 4-3 games. They lost.
Yeah, I think Cats are good. I think Cats deserve to be there, in my opinion. They deserve to be there. Boone, they have like 4 tiebreaker games that they. I mean, if they won all their tiebreaker games, they would be in the top 4. But they lost all of them, which was unfortunate. I think they were like the clan closest to the top 4, in my opinion.
They and Cats, if they had won their tiebreakers, they would be in the top.
Yeah, they would. They would happen. Yeah. Yeah, and,
but how to say, they were pretty new team, really new. Like only like.
No, I think Cats. I think Cats played with. I mean, they were together like, and not sure about spring season, but at least summer season from what I know, and some of them were from E7 before, and I think they.
Yeah. Summer season, yeah, but like when you're comparing against teams like ID that have been playing like maybe a year or so, or Feast 2 years
okay.
already.
Yeah.
So like, then King also was comparatively new. Like we got like 2 players like a day before the preliminaries.
Oh yeah, oof. And Boone is Boone is going to be probably the newest clan back in those days. So I think they should be proud of themselves. They were almost there in the top 4, but like they just lost 4 tiebreakers, which is very unfortunate.
I think if they had more time, if they had gotten together.
I think if they had more time, they would have done even better. And they got to be. I think they also were somewhat lucky that KDS also evaporated in the last few proof of skill tournaments, because otherwise they would have been in the top 8 easily.
Everyone figured out how to like play against KDS.
I mean, even low, because I thought I think the last day I thought low would not be able to beat them, but like they beat them. And B was in to top 8. I was like, what? This is surprising.
Low into top 8. Low was top 8, right?
Yeah, low was top 8, but yeah, I think they were much better before, but just this year, just not. It's not the. It's
not really.
It's not really the low. It's not really. I think now if you already kind of like cancel out the teams, I think low. I think maybe I still have a big bias against them, but personally,
but
I think they really got in with really good seeding, in my opinion.
Yeah, because of the win rate, right?
Yeah, they got a really good win rate.
What is the main thing? Wargaming should, like, how to say, change how their parameters.
Oh, they will. They've announced they will. But we don't know how much is going to be changed. A lot of people have suggested just very little changes, and I think in my opinion, some of the little changes could already have a lot of impact to the seeding already. The problem with the seeding in the British Skills tournaments is people can just use the 100% winner accounts. You can't actually dump down your team win rate though, because for that to do so, you must have like 4 people dumping down the win rate. So because now the algorithms that this win rate is counted with the 7 best players of the team, and then take the average of that win rate. So it doesn't take into account the number of battles for all 7 people. So it's just very weird win rate seeding from Wargaming.
Yeah, it's not weighted at all or anything.
Yeah, so I mean, at least kind of people. One of the suggestions, if you take into account the the total win rate, the overall win rate of those 7 players, which means the number of wins of all 7 players in that team, all the 7 best players in that team, divided by the number of matches played by all these 7 players, I think it could have been different win rates. I mean, it could have been a lot different for that win rate. So, I mean, that kind of change would have at least worked a lot better than my. I think I also posted that graph back on my server before that it's a negative correlation between the win rate of the team against the win rate of the team against the top 10 team. It's just the higher the win rate you go, the lower the win rate you are, which against the top 10 teams, which shouldn't be the case. And it's even a strong negative correlation. It's just kind of shows that it doesn't work.
Your strongest versus weakest. Like, how can you determine from win rate how strong a team is?
Yeah, I mean the win rate is like the easiest thing to do, so I could agree on that, because the win at least it kind of shows the ability you can in the battle, but like it's random battles, not the same as tournament battles. But then you can also argue it's hard to kind of measure from tournament battles. But I get this point, but maybe at least that kind of change would change a bit.
You play differently a bit in tournaments than
obviously a lot differently.
But you can apply what you learn in tournaments and how you play in tournaments into random battles.
Yeah, that's true. So my opinion is that Wargaming will change that seeding, and I hope they will change it for the better. And even like the smallest changes could already have a huge impact, in my opinion.
But one thing I would like to say, like, if they change, at least make it announced earlier, like not like what they did with Twister. Oh, you need to be like in the clan 2 weeks before to qualify.
Oh yeah. They also retracted that, which I think they will implement this rule in the spring season. So I think if you're watching this, make sure you have your team set 2 weeks before the season starts. Otherwise, there is going to be no leniency from Wargaming this time to retract that rule. So make sure you have the team ready 2 weeks before the season starts. Otherwise, you cannot use that player in the tournament. more advanced stages. So make sure you have that team already in mind. Your 10-player team.
Oh yeah. Wait, I didn't really answer my question. The question you asked, like, why did I start this?
Oh, you said about Wargaming kind of canceling the Challengers tournament, I believe.
Yeah, they canceled challenges. I mean,
that was a huge reason.
It was unfair, like. Basically, I felt it was a bit unfair, and like the shut on, like, how to say? Because I spent time and effort and all, and then maybe not as much as maybe as much as the top players, but like different results. But like, am I not? Am I less important than those top players just because like I got a worse result? So that's why I felt unfair, and then I thought like, okay, maybe I can do something about it, and then I created this.
True.
But then along the way, it had to change a bit.
Yeah. I think there is also a huge fatigue with teams as well. Like the previous skill tournaments last for a month. Like,
yeah.
I think that's the longest preliminaries that I have ever seen in esports in the World Time Splits. I think that's the longest. I mean, spring season I think is also 1 month as well. But this one is just 4 games in 1 week, and then it lasts for like 4 weeks. Just it wears you a lot.
It does. You need to be at your best, like, especially the top teams, like, and especially like, okay, maybe not in Asia lah, because like our tournament scene is still developing. But maybe for EU, like maybe like if you're Legion and you're coming up against teams like Raid and all that,
right?
Maybe you need to be giving 100% lah, because every win counts. But then that is kind of how to say, that is kind of like made irrelevant with the, or you need to play until like the top 4 of your group, and then you can go, you get the ticket for the next round.
I see. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I mean they fixed the ticket problem, which is really good. And hello to Sam. Yeah, happy New Year to you too. But I wish you have a good time. That just Well, I mean, hopefully it's going to be a better year this year, and hopefully, yeah, I wish you all the best too. And good. And sorry to interrupt you.
No, it's okay. Where was I?
Oh my god. I mean, we were talking about you felt like you've been like it's not a good feeling, but you've been left out. You feel left out. Yes.
Yeah. Also, like we came up against RN.
Yeah.
3
a few times.
out of 3
8
out of
times?
6 times.
8
times.
There are 8 previous skill tournaments, so 3 out of 8, I believe. So also the problem with that seeding is also that it's not. When you have the same top teams, you're probably going to face the same top teams over and over again. So one of the things. Sorry. So one of the things I was proposing is that you probably want to do a little bit of randomness in here. So I was suggesting maybe you do pots so that you have top 4 teams in one pot, but then you re-rank them in that pot. So every time in that pot, it's going to be a different ranking for those top 4 teams. So that you're going to have so that in this way you're going to be facing different teams in that pot every time. So you're not going to be facing, for example, like RN 3 out of 8 times, maybe just only 1 or twice out of 8 times, and that, in my opinion, would have been a lot more representative of the teams, of the ability of the teams.
Yeah, like how do you say? Maybe 2 times is okay, but 3 or 4, like
it's
Noah,
it's not conceding.
Noah, they faced low 4 times out of it.
Oh yeah. And I think also EU server, I kind of made a meme on that. The two certain things that will happen in the next day of the pre-school tournaments. First, Loka faces Raid in the round of 16, and secondly, Raid will come in the second place in that tournament. So, goes on to show like Loka and Raid are like the top 4 clans in the EU server, and they're facing one another in round of 16. A lot of times it's not like twice, or I think 4 times if I remember correctly. It was not random at all.
That is hard. That is really, really hard, and it like
Yes.
shits, like how to say, dumps a lot of things on you, like when you're preparing so much of things and all.
Yeah. So
But
I'm glad
this is
both
the
teams are in top 8 in the end, and I think they are also in the top 4 in
They're
that
in the top
previous
4,
skill
yeah.
leaderboard. I think previous skill leaderboard they're also in the top 4, both of them.
and then you kind of jinxed them.
Oh, I mean, I jinxed Loka so hard, which I thought they were going to win. They'll win the whole thing, but they didn't. They went out in the very crazy fashion, I must say. I mean, against EEG was very close, but against Ray, that's no party about me hanging out. That was very sad.
Twice, right? And oh my god, that was like, oof.
That was
No
not.
party on me.
I mean, they
Like-
had their
like,
revenge in the Blitz International Cup. They beat resoundingly against Raid 2 times with a big margin, so they had their revenge. But if it had happened in the Blitz EU Cup, it would have been a lot
would
different.
have been different, yeah.
Yeah.
Then okay, so I and a group of other guys.
Yeah.
I got a few guys from King lah, but for
Yeah.
this Asian community server, I don't really want to make clans.
Yeah.
The organizers from clans, we just from the Asian server.
Yeah.
We actually managed to like organize a tournament in
Right.
October.
Right.
Was after the top eight and before
Yep.
the
Yep.
top 4.
Yeah. I remember that. Yes, that is the case.
And how to say, I think right for tournament that was set up like in 2 weeks and all, we did quite successful.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was at one point quite successful. I mean, the games were streamed by Fujinai, and also some also some new
AK
streamers
Spectre.
also coming in. Yeah, AK Spectre. I mean, there is a lot to work on for his streams, but then really good to see some Asia regions, some streamers coming from Asia
Yes.
server to kind of stream the games, which I think. In the future, if we have more of that, and hopefully Wargaming is going to increase the number of streamer slots, not for the English side of things. I think, especially for Asia server, for other languages as well, because if you have coverage on your native language, that's just going to draw in a lot more audience for sure. So
Yeah,
hopefully we're going to see that. Yeah.
like maybe
So
for
yeah.
Japan, you have Japan, you have your own streamer. Chinese, you have your own streamer, but they're streaming on different platforms in
Yes.
the Chinese server.
Chinese server they're streaming on Bilibili. I mean, because YouTube is blocked in theirs in their country, so you know you have a lot of restrictions there. So Bilibili is the alternative they have, which I think is also not quite a good. It's like Twitch and YouTube combined. So yeah.
Amir is saying, why is there no specific tournament? I'm sorry, Amir. I know if you want a PC tournament, go to World of Tanks PC. Sorry.
No, I mean, what else? I want to see a Korean streamer. Really, that's going to be.
Korean streamer, yeah,
That's
like,
going to be.
and watch
That's
them,
going to be sick.
Watch them like speed bullet commentary.
That would be good. That would be really good to watch, and also because GV is such a big deal in the Asia server as well, and also I think Vietnam. I think this game is pretty popular in Vietnam, probably, and I think a Vietnamese streamer is going to be really good.
Like Hades, he does stream on Facebook, and there's another Vietnamese streamer, Blitz365.
Right.
They stream on Facebook every night.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's a huge thing. I mean, it's a huge thing for Vietnam. So, I think if we have more streamer slots, I don't want to say spectator slots because I think streamers should not be
Oh,
occupying a
like
spectator slot. They should not be occupying a spectator slot. They should have their own separate slots.
and then like how to say in training rooms also have more streamer slots. And
Yeah,
then
streamer slots. We need streamer slots, so that's going to be important. But I think it will require some time for them to work it out because I think this is the way they should go for, because in the end we're going to have more and more streamers coming in to this game. Hopefully we will be seeing that. I think this is a change that it's going to be a little bit painful, but I think it will be worth it for all the parties in the end. So, oof.
Like because like for now the how to say spectators is okay, and also they don't really do spectators at the professionals.
Yeah.
Especially the top 8 and top 4, because you can see a tree fall from the sky. You'll be like, oh, they're going to see. Why? Because I saw a tree fall.
Yeah, but then the also problem with the spectators is that sometimes the tanks we are taking as a streamer is going to affect the positions that the tanks are going to be spawning. So I don't think. Yeah, so I think if we have a separate streamer slot, that would be good.
Yeah. Oh, that doesn't affect the initial position.
Oh, that does. I think people have been complaining about heavy tanks spawning on the wrong spawn for Desert Sands and also Middleburg. These two maps are the most famous example for that, and we have to take one specific tank. Like we have to take like a Vickers Light, or a light tank or medium tank, to kind of prevent that from happening.
Like there was one guy on RU, was it who brought a mouse on Desert Sands, and then I was like, oh shit. They spawn on the desert side, and like, but no, they wanted it to spawn on the desert side. Oh my gosh, that's a big range, 100 IQ strat.
Oof. But yeah. And then you also kind of weed out the problem of potential rigging by streamers. Maybe if you're telling that streamer to take a tank, particularly, it's just to have that tank spawn in that position. Is that rigging? You can't argue about that. So hopefully a streamer slot is going to minimize and weed out that kind of potential rigging problem.
Well, I didn't know about that. Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Right, next time I'll tell others to take a tier 1 tank.
But it does affect the position where your tanks are spawning. If we're taking a heavy tank for like Middleburg and Desert Sands, we can really mess up their strategy. So
on Normandy, like you want
Normandy is random. I think Normandy is random. I don't remember it being like
you want a mouse or E100 to spawn on the C and B side, and it's spawning at the A side. Oh my god! You know, the red line to cross up to go towards the heavy tank side. Not only will it take so much of time, you'll get spotted. You're just too big.
Yeah, very true indeed. So yeah, I think so. Well, other than that,
we are actually to actually make the community server more authentic. I have asked a couple of guys, like namely how do you drive this thing from R9 and DKM from King to help to create a website.
Nice, that's good.
And right now we already decided on the URL, and then we are just making it, so it should be done soon.
Right, that's good.
Yes. And then also
you continue.
Oh, then also I got then another guy, James from GSM.
Yeah.
He's right now my content creator. He will be handling
nice.
Instagram and also Twitter.
Nice. Publicity manager. That's what we call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like I need things like this, you know. To make. But also I need like people with experience running tournaments. Like things to help because like I am just one person, you know. I can sit and think and meditate on this, but I won't be able to think of like I can't see from other people's view, you know.
True.
So like having more members and like
Yeah,
having more people
having
who
more
are
work.
offering.
Yeah, having
Yeah.
more work shared among different people. But next question is actually, how do you how is this clan war scene on Asia server? What do you think about the clan war scene on Asia server?
Clan wars or clan training or like
Clan
just QC
wars,
stuff?
clan wars, like in general, like tournaments and like also the clans.
Okay. So basically what we call clan wars is actually like we called it clan wars for a long time.
Yeah.
And then that James 007 James from
Mm-hmm.
NA, he was playing in Pincer. He came to
Mm-hmm.
Asia because he actually lives in Australia.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Then he joined my team
I
for
see.
some reason.
Right.
Then he when he said, okay, so like how do you guys like have clan training here or clan wars? Like I said, oh,
Mm-hmm.
so when said, do you guys have any clan training? I said, yeah, we
Mm-hmm.
have clan wars. Like then explained to him, and he
Mm-hmm.
actually said, oh, on NA we call that clan training.
Mm.
Yeah, so
Uh, I would say clan training is also part of the clan wars, to be honest with you, because
yeah,
it's like also like
there is,
yeah.
there is a line.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, yeah, clan wars, right? Uh, I think if the clans that are really serious, they do clan trainings. Like King,
Mm-hmm.
he now is holiday. Everyone is also
Oh
not
yeah,
doing
yeah. I know,
any
right?
training.
Holiday
Yeah.
spirits, you know.
Yeah. And then also they're tired from the 2 month long tournament
Oh yeah,
in
the autumn season really is very exhausting. I agree.
Yes. It's actually like a 3 month thing. For those who went all the way to top four,
Oh yeah, but then you have a
they
big
played in
break in between the Blitzcup preliminaries and also the Blitzcup. So
1 month.
you
Yeah,
yeah, so you have a lot to kind of recover. But then you also have to train a lot in between, which is also very tiring.
yeah. Then okay, but how to say? Mostly on Saturdays we do have a lot of clan training
Right.
because there's no tournament on Saturdays. But
Yep.
Friday really late. You can see like ID or and Korean clans and Japanese clans. They will be playing really late.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand why they play so late because like their life is really hectic and
Right.
long days, and then they play so long. Maybe if someone could like explain from their perspective why they play so late. They play like 10 p.m. my time,
I see. I
and
see.
they are 1 hour ahead, so they'll be playing at 11 p.m. that their time. And
Mm.
they don't play for 1 hour, 2 hours. They'll play for 2 hours, 3 hours.
Oh, that's a really long time
Yeah.
for training. Usually I would do 1 to 2 hours just because
Mm.
that's kind of the you cannot do longer than that, or otherwise you just feel really tired and you
Yeah,
just cannot
you'll be
function.
on autopilot.
Yeah, yeah, very true. That's
Then what's the
why
word?
yeah, that's why you don't want to do too much.
Mm. But then like I Korean and Japanese, they're from the
Yep,
same time from UTC +9.
yep.
But for example, my clan my clan Feast, E7, Skux,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
and
They have a
Matt,
lot of time zones to contend with.
we are international clans, English
Yeah,
speaking. So we have
yeah,
guys from New Zealand, Australia, and all the way to India. UTC plus
yeah,
530, and
yeah, yeah,
then
yeah.
UTC plus, oh my gosh,
Yeah, I think it's
it's
plus 10 or
so
11. I forgot. Yeah, it's like
I
five
always
hours of
go for
difference. Yeah.
1 to 2 hours. 1 hour.
Yep.
If 2 hours, we'll need to like maybe force our way
Do
through, but we cannot do 3 hours.
yeah, no, 3 hours
Maybe
definitely not.
I can do 3 hours.
Yeah, I know,
But
but like
others,
it's just well, you don't have that stamina.
yeah,
I don't have that much of a stamina to like do 3 hours. I would just go
like
shut
and
myself
then
down.
like those who are from New Zealand or Australia, the best time for them to play is around 6 p.m. my time, 6 p.m.
Oh,
UTC
I
plus
see.
8.
I see.
But the thing is, most people in UTC plus 8 are just finishing work and then just coming home. So it's
I
all
see.
these little things that gets in the way of clan wars
Mm-hmm.
on Asia. The best time is around tournament time lah. 7,
Yeah.
8, 9.
Yeah.
7, 8.
Yeah. Well, not really later than that. And yeah, but kind of, I mean, we have talked about it before. There are clans that might be coming, and I think we might be seeing some shuffling of clans on the Asia server. We might see some new top 8 clans. We would. I think we will see some new top 8 clans in my opinion. We also talk about
maybe we'll see the same top 8 clans, but they'll be rebranded.
Rebranded, probably. Yes, it could
Yeah,
be
like
rebranded.
HLV is actually originally TBT.
TBT. Yeah.
Yes. So then they changed to HLV.
HLV.
Then,
not to GV, which I remember that.
after 3 years.
ID is always has been ID, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Feast is probably on a hiatus. So I don't think we'll be seeing them in this spring season. Cats, Cats, I don't know because I think because it consisted a lot of E7 players, so they could
E7
have gone.
Rory,
Yeah. E7 Rory, I think it's and I think also you guys might be in contention for the top 8. And Boone, I think, would be out. I think Boone would not be here, in my opinion. Low, I think don't know if they still have. I think they will not.
You will only know if they're joining when they join.
Yeah, so I think they will just like either low or 101 AD. I don't know which one they're going to go for, or maybe even X1.
101 AD plays on the Chinese server exclusively for tournaments.
I see.
But they do have clan wars in Asia. Like I've trained with them, my clan and their clan.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, if really that's kind of that standard for low for that in previous queue. I think Blitz Cup preliminaries they've played better. They I mean, they at least beat HLB 4-3, which is the first 3 game. The first 2 games are really good games, but then other games are just like just I mean, they only won 2. I mean, the other clan they won is RM, which actually RM threw that one away in my opinion. So yeah, low.
I think their main goal is just to get into top 8, and then they don't try.
No, well, I mean, in the past they weren't. In the past they were in the top 4 as well. I mean, in the past, but this year, the autumn season just they were not really at their best, unfortunately. If Morgan fixed that,
new players.
Yeah, also new players. If Morgan fixed that win rate seeding issue, and if Low didn't really improve from the autumn season, I struggle to think they could get in the top 8 in my opinion. I mean, spring season, but I would say I don't know about Rory. Rory could surprise us a lot, but E7 will definitely be in the top 8. I expect them to be in the top 8. I think RM will be back. I think they are a bunch of people who are very close with one another. I mean, they even have their in-game usernames change into astrology stuff, like
Good. Yeah, I would like to do that someday.
Yeah, so it was very good to see. It was very sick to see the RN players really making use of astrology. And I think they are really close bunch of people. And I think back in the spring season last year they were in the 2nd place, and they are a really good team. I think they just in the autumn season probably maybe there might be issues with mentality. Something didn't click. Just something went horrendously wrong for them. And I hope that spring season is going to be a comeback for them. I think they will be back. I don't think they will disappear forever, but just they will be back. And I'm not sure about. I think Cats and Boone. I don't know if they will be still going be pretty much the same team for the spring. I doubt. I really doubt.
Maybe
but
not the same team, but maybe same clan.
Maybe same clan. But yeah, and I don't know if we are seeing other clans as well. Maybe IX. Maybe we'll see them.
Also, I have
NIC,
read,
NIC, maybe. I don't know.
NIC is the Korean clan. They just appeared out of nowhere and got to
Yeah,
number
9, I
10
think. Number
or
10,
9.
yeah. I think number 10 or 9, I forgot.
But
Okay,
then also you should also watch this clan called ENT.
yes, ENT. Yeah, I heard of them. I think they could be in the top 8. I remember them being really strong.
They're
So yeah,
part
we can
of
see them.
they're part of they got elements from Cats, E7, Noah,
Yeah.
and a few others. Like it's an international clan.
Yeah.
But also maybe GSM.
GSM, yeah, I think I heard them as well. Yeah, I think we'll be seeing some entirely new clans in spring season. We'll never know. So
Yeah.
maybe even the clans we're not mentioning here today might appear out of nowhere for the spring season. We'll never know.
I mean, like I have my own plans right now. I won't be joining King
Yeah.
for future tournaments because I have my reasons lah.
I see. So actually, the next question, well, I can ask you, what is your vision for clan wars on the Asia server?
Mission or vision?
Visions.
Vision. Basically, I want this clan wars to be like when I finally retire from the game. I leave the server in a better place than I found it.
Right.
So like, hopefully with this, like right now, we just need to start convincing people to join. Those who are not non-tournament, those who are tournament, everyone just join. You know, and then also everyone like just give your help a bit lah. Like maybe if you think right, you can help in any other way, just come and then tell me, you know, because maybe I'm not thinking like how you like of what you think you can help, you know.
Yeah.
Like maybe I can say translator. Okay, there's so many languages translator, or maybe the legal side of tournaments. You have to have rules and regulations and all.
Yeah.
And also organizers. For now, we have enough, but once we get more, we'll need more, and then moderators. Also, then I don't know, ambassadors. You know, like from each country have one ambassador to just
I see.
spread through their country's social media.
True.
Then content creators. But
Yep.
the main thing right now is sponsors.
Sponsors, yeah, very true. These are for people watching this stream. If you want to sponsor Asia 2 community, you definitely should do it because without sponsorship, really holding tournaments would be hard because a lot of people would want to have some rewards playing in tournaments. So if you want to donate some money to the Asia 2 community, make sure you don't hesitate to do so. And I don't know, maybe you can send me a link for that, and maybe I can put it in my description.
Right now, my content creator is actually creating a Patreon and a PayPal for the community, and then
that would help a lot. I mean, those links. So I might post the links if I have them, and then I'll put it in this video in the description below. So make sure if you want to donate, just go ahead and give your portion to them.
Well, like any amount is fine. Because like maybe for the now we are planning a tournament in January.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we are planning a tier 10 tournament. We're gonna try and use the Swiss system.
So the Swiss system, yeah. So it's kind of like the clans of similar level will play one another, and then they will like kind of change in the table.
Yeah, no one will like be play one battle and out of the tournament straight away.
Yeah, very true.
No? And so we want to kind of do that, you know.
Yeah.
And then we don't know how we are gonna like what the prize pool is gonna be and all that, because right now there's no prize pool.
True.
Okay,
True.
then
Yeah.
but then even if we get the price right, how to give the players the money, the price?
Oh yeah. Very true. Very true.
So
Um.
if it's in-game things, I will try and contact Wargaming.
Oh, that would be really
and-
cool.
Yeah, and then like I give them the money, and then they give the players the rewards and all that.
Yeah. I think Wargaming has been a lot more proactive. I mean, a lot more active in trying to make the community tournaments a thing, because I mean they've helped a lot for the Blitz International Cup. Particularly, I never expect them to offer the clients the tester accounts
Oh,
yeah.
like for
Not
this,
really
yeah,
tester. It's more like media account, something like that. Just you have the tanks there without needing to kind of spend money on it. So it's like a really good start from Wargaming, and I could only hope that Wargaming is going to be even more active in sponsoring all kinds of community tournaments this year.
But not only like what you're saying, like Blitz International Cup was on the EU and
Yeah.
RU server. Like maybe
Yeah.
they can do like Asian and Chinese server.
Asian and Chinese. Well, that will be hard though, because Asian server, because Chinese server, they are not really directly in charge of that. They have to do it via a third
through a
party
company.
and another company in order to have that game in the Chinese market. So this is going to be hard. I think it's going to be kind of difficult to have it happen in the end.
Unless they use VPN, you know, then they can.
Oh no,
But
and well,
that is not legal.
yeah, that's not legal though. But Asia and any kind of collaboration would also be nice. But I mean, I suppose the ping issue is going to be a problem though. But like any server is also a server that doesn't have lots of community tournaments, and I think collaboration between these two servers can really invigorate community activity in both servers.
Like how to say, like I really look up to the NA servers, because
Yeah.
even though like we can kind of compare ourselves with them a bit, like the size, but not
The
the
sizes,
quality.
yeah.
NA quality is quite high.
Yeah.
Like probably if they had a offline finals in Minsk, NA would be like number 1 or number 2 again.
Yeah.
Because Asia maybe, right, with this my hope is with this community tours, like will help this year's international professional tournaments.
Yeah.
You know, and then when we all meet up in the offlines, Asia will do better.
Good. Yeah, I hope so. And I hope maybe this year, the offline finals, we're going to be seeing Hello Biscuit. I hope we're going to see more teams in offlines, like not just and also hopefully it's not going to be packed in just one day, maybe 2 days. I think it will be really nice.
Over a weekend, right? Yeah. Nice. Like because wargaming, like you always hear people saying, wargaming is dying, this is a dead game and all, but no, it's far from the truth. Wargaming has if you want to see like one example, look at the prize pool for tournaments.
It's increased. It's getting bigger. Yeah. And also 2020 is a huge improvement as well for tournaments as well, and really
100%. Was it 100%? Is it 100%?
Yeah, I can only hope that. Yeah, I can only hope that Wargaming is going to do even better this year. Maybe 8 teams in the Twister in the Twister finals, maybe, and 8 teams altogether. Maybe we will maybe 8 teams, and then maybe 6 teams for the kind of the elimination, and then maybe we need like 3 teams to fight for 1 spot in that 6 spots. And I mean, the 2 teams can be the 2 teams for each server can be the top 2 for each server, and then maybe it's just kind of a bias here. Oh, actually, I think 4 teams playing for those 2 spots. I think that's fair enough. The 4 teams, the second place of those 4 servers, the second place teams of those 4 servers can play with one another to fight for the final 2 spots in the in the last chance to, like what we did with Blitz International. I think that was a really good model there, and then just one day spent there, and then you can have the entire and then you can also play some more matches the next day, and it's gonna be really good.
It is like, how to say, but maybe not this coming year because we don't know about COVID.
We don't know about COVID. But it will be great. I really want to see 8 teams in the Blitz offline finals, and then in a way that was implemented for the Blitz International Cup, where we have like 4 clans playing for the 2 spots in the final stage, and then those 4 clans will be the second place clans, and then we have that knockout stage in the final day. It will be fun to watch. It will be surely fun to watch.
It would be. And then and then having more streamers stream it,
Oh yeah. I mean, I hope. I don't know what they're going to do with that. Maybe we will see like each match will be commentated by different commentators. That will be fun. Not the same commentators. So maybe we can have like. I mean, we're going to have a big competition in that. I mean, I think that we're not going to be seeing just 5 commentators this year. EU server was going to be seeing a lot more, so we kind of have to like take turns in commentating. I think that would be really good, and then you can kind of like maybe the audience can vote for which duel is the best. I don't know, we'll see. But like, it doesn't have to be like dual commentary. It can be like single commentary. It's like as you want, as you wish.
Each one takes turns like for one match or one match.
No, for one fixture, not one match. It will be awkward if you had to change commentators between the matches. So yeah, that will be fun. Like this match is going to be commentated by that, and then, well, I mean, for grand finals it will be kind of interesting because maybe the people can vote on which who they want to commentate in the grand finals.
But like, how to say, that will be like, I mean, there will be a clear favorite of who will be commentating.
I mean,
but
obviously Rolling Swarm, but I could only hope myself.
Rolling Swarm, like he really he understands.
A lot. Yeah, he understands. I mean, not just that he understands. I think his commentary style goes really well for everyone, and I think he has a good balance of like knowledge in tournaments and also the excitement. And I think that's probably what a lot of people want from commentators. They want the hype, they want the excitement too. And Rolling Swarm, he knows what they're going to do. He knows how to hype people up. That's very important.
You should probably watch this side instead of that side, something like that.
Yeah.
Because they probably might be doing a rush or push or a bait strat, He can see all the.
Yeah, which I also do in the stream. Which when I'm commentating, I also kind of.
And then you also look at the ammo rack.
Ammo rack. I kind of shot at racks. Yeah.
Was it Legion versus Endgame, right? The 2 ammo racks.
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't know why I don't know why the analysts are the people who caught those ammo racks, not the commentators for some reason. I mean, they're not even controlling the camera, so I mean, it should be easier for them to see that, but for some reason it doesn't.
Maybe, but getting ammo rack is really it's really RNG.
Very RNG.
Unless you're shooting for the if you're shooting at the ammo rack, then you are
more in favor, but still it's not like a 100% certainty. It's also a chance there that you can ammo rack or not. Yeah. So I must say it's going to be interesting. Yeah, I do think the wildcard system. I think needs. I think now that I think of like the second place teams, should also go to Minsk and then fight for that the 2 wildcard place. I think that's a good idea. I think we should do that.
On the first day, they fight on the first day, and then the second day everyone fights. Something.
I don't know. I don't know if they have enough money to do 3 days, because with that you need 3 days. You can't have like 2 days, and you can't have 2 days and 1 day just with those 4 top 2 teams. Well, maybe you can. Maybe you can.
Well, luckily it's not up to us to decide. It's more gaming.
Yeah, it's more gaming. No, 2 pools of 3. I think the problem with that is I think the last 2 years we're seeing a really strong group and a relatively weak group. That happened to 2 consecutive years. That's not really what we want to see. And then suddenly, I think that format is not the best in my opinion. I would rather have a double elimination in the final day, and that would show which team is the best, in my opinion. That double elimination is the way to go.
In 2018, Primo,
Yeah.
they came up against both the Russian teams.
Yeah, so
Oh my God.
so yeah, I just think that I think 2 pools of 3 is not good. It's not a good idea. I think it's not a good idea. Double elimination is a lot better to watch. I don't know. I think Wargaming, if they can afford 3 days, then go ahead, do 3 days, because 3 days is going to be much better than having 2 days of really long streams. People have no time to watch a really, really long stream. So if you want to have coverage for every single game, then in the offlines, then you should have you should divide it into 3 days. And I think that will make the most sense with that method, though. And if you go for 2 pools of 3, yes, 2 days I think would be. Well, I think 2 days would be better. I don't know. I think that you can get into 1 day, but in my opinion, it's not really the best idea. And also, it's very long. I remember that stream being like over 5 hours. I don't exactly remember. It's really long.
The 2019 one or 2018 one?
I think both. Both lasted really long.
Are you talking about the infamous 2016 one?
The 2016
for 10 hours.
Oh my gosh, 10 hours. Oh man, no, it cannot be like 10 hours or like 5 hours. Nobody would have time to watch the entire thing. So it has to be like 3 hours max. 3 hours is like a max.
I mean, yeah, like how to say, the Blitz Cup for each servers was at 3 hours, and that was
good time. That was a perfect time. That was a perfect time in my opinion. 3 hours of stream is really good balance there. Yeah.
Then
I mean, if you can sponsor the teams to go for 3 days of streaming, then yeah, I think go with it.
But but back to the community server, right? I would actually like maybe probably want Wargaming to start sponsor.
Yeah, I hope you should. You definitely should. I think they will be fine.
Nah, but before I go ask, I'll need to get everything ready, and then only go and ask them, like having the teams, having the organizers and all that. Yeah. Then but it can't depend on Wargaming, because as I said, it's a community server.
True.
And at the end of the day, the community supports the community, and and then we
True. Yeah. Particularly, I think this could to tie in the question we the next one. So apart from saying that we're going to organize, the tier 10 tournaments in mid-January or late January. What other plans do you have in mind for the Asia 2 community?
Actually, I would like to do like some fun tournaments, like like some of in the Discord server, like they have said like, oh, maybe we can do tier 1 tournaments. I mean, like tier 1. Can you imagine professionals doing tier 1 tournaments?
Yeah, that would be fun.
That would be fun to watch, you know.
And it's free. I mean, the tags are free.
Yeah. Right. Then we can like, so every tier, every kind of mode that can think of. But of course, we need to like we need to think and like how how to do it the best way so that everyone has fun and all that. You know?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So
And happy New Year to Leandro as well. Hello. Yeah, that's a very interesting idea. Tier 1 tournaments. It's for the memes, and I think it will
it is,
garner
yeah,
lots of interest.
or maybe all Sheridan, and you only can fire missiles.
Oh my god. Oh yeah, Sheridan missiles. I mean, if you have Sheridan tank, then you have it for free. The Sheridan missile is also very fun to watch.
Then or 3 versus 3, 4 versus 4, 5 versus
Yeah,
5.
it could also work. Well, I mean there are lots of that happening already, but yeah,
Yeah,
it will be
yeah.
interesting.
Like
Yeah.
you're streaming it.
Yeah. I think at.CET, Polish streamer was streaming no, not him. He streamed Polish tournaments himself. I think I was talking about Mefoli. Mefoli was, I mean, the RU server. They are holding a lot of community tournaments, and one of them was 3 versus 3, and Mefoli was streaming that. So if you want to watch that, you should go for Mefoli's channel. And I hope if Mefoli is watching this, then hello. But he is streaming a lot of community tournaments, and it's very hugely popular. Goes down really well with the audience there. So
Oh, then I should like definitely start watching him like that, because
yeah,
any source of inspiration is good.
yeah, very true indeed. And so I kind of next question is that what changes do you want to see in the 2021 esports for World Tank Splits?
What changes, right?
Yeah.
I think right now, like I heard someone say like this time was one of the most diverse lineups for tier 10. Like you had
some argued
maybe one
otherwise
tier-
though. Some argue why 2019 is more diverse, but 2020, personally, I think is not very diverse. It could be more diverse, but it's not that. I think one main reason is the lack of TDs, which is actually the reason why I don't think it's really diverse.
Yeah, but the TD, maybe if they make TDs in a better place, it'll be really good.
It will be good. It will be good. I think kind of the most perfect example would be to have tanks that are specifically good for one map and not really for the other, and then you can see a lot of different tanks being taken in different maps. So we are not really seeing that. We're seeing like the same tanks being taken in all the maps, and
like 268.
not to say it's not a common tank, but I mean E5 T110
used to be.
Yeah, but then T110 E5 IS4
The Russian server used E5s really aggressively.
Yeah, and also T22 Kramwagen. If we are seeing some niche tanks in some different maps, it happened before. For example, T110 E3 on Fort Despair, just the only map that's good for T110 E3, and maybe the Gorilla on Port Bay, or which it could work.
They blocked off
they blocked off that position, so you can't use that Gorilla in that position anymore. But if we're seeing more tanks balanced in a way that you could only use it in the certain map and not the other, and I think it could improve the diversity. Yeah.
Yes.
And
then also another thing, like don't give like pay to win kind of tier 10 tanks that you only
they really try their best. 222 is a very bad example, but I mean they released it as a collector tank, so technically they could nerf it, but they haven't done any nerfing to collector tanks.
They have done
they have done it, but secretly. They didn't like tell us explicitly that they're going to. They didn't tell us explicitly they're going to nerf the macro stuff of collector tanks. So I really hope they're going to use that. Use the role of the collector tank to kind of do that nerfing, because otherwise, it's just the same as a premium tank. Just be honest here. Why would you create a new tank type and just be the same as a premium tank? It just doesn't make sense.
or the missiles, like the missiles, they went horribly wrong with it.
It went horribly wrong. At least it's now removed from the usual game modes, which to a lot of people is a really good news, and especially for random matches, because you don't get agitated by shooting from nowhere,
Don't
getting
get
shot from
agitated
nowhere.
by the missiles, like getting shot.
Yeah.
But then now you have a more reliable ammunition, so that you can do.
I don't know. Sheridan for me is a very hard tank to play without the missiles. I mean, I'm not good with missiles anyway, so it's like not a good tank for me anyway. But now with the heat, it's just hard to play as well because the accuracy is bad for Sheridan.
The accuracy is bad, yeah, but I mean,
Yeah.
I played the Sheridan and then like trying to let it aim, and then it's taking forever, and then you shoot when you've let it aim
Yeah.
a bit, and it still misses. Oh,
Yeah.
but
So I think Sheridan is a very hard tank to play. I don't think we will see that in tournaments. I think
right
it
now
will
in
get a buff.
tournament,
I think it will get a
no,
buff.
yeah, in tournament, no. Will it get a buff? Because
think it will
it's
get
a
a buff.
mobile tank destroyer, with its alpha.
Yeah, its alpha is good, but I think the DPM is really low, and then the accuracy is really bad. So I think at least Wargame is going to buff at least something in these two metrics. So it's either going
Probably.
to be either and yeah, it's like bad chat, like go run around and go clap, and yeah, I do that the same for Sheridan, but then the accuracy is just really hurting the ability to run around and go clap. And that is why the Vickers Light is so effective in tier 10, so good in tier 10, it's because the gun is really good. And you can do that.
But the dispersion is not that good.
Yeah, this is just, I mean, the accuracy, I mean, Vickers Light is really good. And that's why no one else is taking other tanks other than Vickers Light for that role to run around and go clap, because Vickers Light has a really good gun and that's enough. Even though the DPM is not the most, it's not the best. It's like the same as the SCP one. It's not really good. And
yeah, but it's more than other light tanks.
yeah, well, I'm not sure. Oh, yeah, it's more than other light tanks if you compare it to Batchat and also Sheridan. Yes, but comparing it to medium tanks is just much. It's just quite a tad lower. So like, yeah.
Especially against like broad DPM medium tanks like 140, T62A, T22, Yo1.
Yeah, very true though. So yeah, I would say that Sheridan I think will receive the buff in the end. I think this year Wargaming will try to rebalance the TDs. I think that's what they need to do in order to diversify the tournaments, because what the two main problems is that the lack of HP hit points. I think DPM is fine, but then you have the accuracy issue. To say it's good, it's really accurate. I think it's 0.32. I think it's good enough. But I think in my opinion, TD roll would be that it is very inaccurate when you do it very close, when you're just moving your tank along. And you are very accurate when you stood still. So I think that's what a TD roll is supposed to be. And I don't think there are a lot of tanks like that. 704 is really inaccurate. I don't know, even if it stood still, it's really inaccurate.
I really do not like the 704.
Yeah.
I was grinding it. I decided, okay, to hack with it, and then I went for the 268 with 3 XP.
Yeah. I think 268 would be the tank that gets the least buff, and I don't know about Hori. Hori may be also the other tank that will get the least buff as well. But I think all the TDs will get the buff to get the treatment of better accuracy better accuracy when you stood still. So maybe they will balance the aiming time and also the kind of the raw dispersion. So maybe they might make a bigger dispersion and longer aim time, but they will buff the final dispersion. I think that will.
But it depends on the servers. Like Russia, they like to move a lot. So like if you're moving a lot, then your aim time. So they probably won't be using it a lot.
They probably won't be using it, but maybe if you talk about NA server, they would love that. They will love that.
Yeah. They are really calm, patient, and then you strike.
Yeah, AU server as well. If you have that TD that could play that role, I think that would be good. Because we are not, because Oasis Palms are supposed to be a map for TDs. We are seeing no TDs on Oasis Palms. Fourth Despair as well. It's a good map for TDs, but we are not seeing that. I think TDs need some kind of rebalancing in this year.
Yeah, they do. But also I would be excited if they release like new tanks.
Yeah.
The TVP is coming out.
Yeah.
TVP.
Yeah. It's
Then
coming up.
also the Polish heavy tanks.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, you can already see pictures of the 50 TP testing
Ah.
in testing.
Yeah. And Object 260. I wonder how it's going to be
Object.
working. I heard that it's not better than i7, which I am worried and happy at the same time. Because I'm worried that if it's not as good as i7, then why would you have it as a premium tag? It's not going to
Yeah,
get you any money. But then I'm happy
maybe
that
some,
it's not much better than i7, so that it doesn't break the tier 10.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because IS7, right? Like I know it gets a quite. It's my most played tier 10 tank at like
Ah.
2,800 battles.
Yeah. Yeah.
I really really like it.
Yeah.
Even in tournaments, I still find it a bit viable.
Yeah. So I think if they want to have that 260 better than i7, but I think because i7 two main problem is the gun is very inaccurate and low DPM. Secondly, the armor can be somewhat of a letdown the pike nose is really hard to angle well. So if they want to have the 260 better than the i7, then they either have armor that is not as good as i7, but they have a good gun, which it's going to be relatively accurate and also relatively okay DPM, or they have a really good armor just like a 250, but have a really bad gun. And I think that if they have it in this way, then 260 will be worth buying.
Bruh, like if you're a really bad gun, right? Like
Yeah.
I'm not sure. We'll have to see how it goes.
Yeah, we have to see how it goes, because sometimes if you have really good armor and if you have really bad gun, it could still be a really good tank, just like the VK90.
Maybe one tank just like a niche.
Yeah. So I don't know how they're going to balance the 260, but I hope to see it's going to be somewhat different than the i7. I hope it's just not everything worse than the i7, because that's not going to get you any money.
Yeah.
Yeah, for wargaming, I doubt they would be releasing it worse than the i7, because they won't earn any money and they're just going to be wasting their effort in that 260.
Oh wait. Just thinking about it, like another thing, why are they making it collected tanks? Like, okay, T22, I understand it's like something new like that, but if you look at Badger, Super Conqueror, it's a Tech 3 tank in the World of Tanks PC. Why are they making I just don't understand.
I mean, you have to understand that World of Tanks, it cannot accommodate too many Tech 3 lines, so they have to at least sacrifice some of the lines. Yeah, and that's why they did 5.5 as well, because they also want to give out space for future lines and future collectibles and also premium tanks. Yeah.
But then the lower tiers were in like a really good place.
Yeah.
Back then, like you had to think a lot, You had to think a lot, and I think that's what made it fun, and then you had the derp guns and all, and like maybe there were guys like seal clubbing, and that's an issue.
Yeah.
But when they remove the derp guns and they remove all the variety of tanks, it became boring at lower tiers.
True. I don't know about TVP. Maybe it's not going to be better. Maybe they will make it better with the mobility. I think that's what is lacking for both AMX50B and the TV7 Heavy. Because if you have really good mobility, it doesn't really matter about your clip reload. And I could see it as broken as Progetto if it's not handled correctly. Progetto initially was really broken at the start, and I was like, double projectors, like the win rate is just very, very good. Like still right now I still have over 80% of win rate in Progetto. Like most of the cases I played in a double projector platoon, which is very strong platoon combination in tier 10.
Yeah, unless you're on the Asian server, then you can fail.
Yeah, then I don't know about Asian server, but it's I hope they're not going to. I'm more worried about TVP breaking tier 10 rather than TVP being underpowered, because let's not neglect the importance of mobility. and especially in an auto reloading tank. You can easily break that. You can easily break it.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
As we saw.
As
But
we
then
saw
it
with
doesn't
Projectile first version.
Yeah, but it doesn't have the same armor as the.
No, it doesn't have the
Projectile.
same armor, but you can break it easily. So please, I'm more worried about TVP breaking the game rather than TVP being underpowered. I would rather have it underpowered than having it broken. And what's the future of the Super Conqueror by the deal for it? I think it's going to be as it is. I have yet to buy the Super Conqueror, but the turret armor is really tough to pan. I always splash XP on that, so I think it's good at it. Maybe the gun's not good, but I think it is good at this as it is. It's a good tank for countdown, in my opinion. Yeah.
Like people keep telling like you can shoot like the turret ring or between the turret and the hull. But then I and then you can go through it.
It's a very narrow strip of thing. I mean, it's so rectangular that it's really pretty much luck whether you hit it or not.
I still don't know how to hit it. So if I see a Super Conqueror, I just turn the other way.
No. Yeah, but if we're talking about changes for the esports this year, what I would also like to see, new seeding, that is the case. Switch tournament format, I hope to see it back. Not necessarily the big seasons. I think the big seasons, I think it's still good to stick with the strongest, weakest principle, which makes the most sense and which is the easiest to program with. Switch format tournaments, I want to see it back at least in the off-season tournaments, because that I would think would benefit a lot for lots of the clans that have just been in this tier 10 tournaments. A really good starter for them, that they will be facing clans similar to their level, and they will be fighting for the prize pool, which is not going to be as much of a difference as like going into other groups. And there is really no reason for you to rig that, because it's off season, and then you're here just for the experience. And if you want to rig it in favor of you, then you're really just a horrible person. Yeah. Well, I mean, you don't really have much of a benefit apart from like your team's not going to improve a lot. Like you rather want to use the off season to kind of gain experience and try to be the best clans, rather than to kind of make it easier for you. Yeah, so if we see the Swiss format tournaments back in the off season, I'll be all in for that, and I would really want to see that. Hopefully, I think one thing we want to think in mind is to be more accessible for the new clans for the tier 10s. And if it's much more accessible than before, then I think Wargaming has done a good job for the esports in the improvement, and we will see a lot more clans in the running very soon. So.
Oh, but can I add on to what you just said a bit?
Yeah, sure.
Like you said, for professional tournaments, you agree with the strongest to weakest.
Yep.
I will agree with you on that if they change the parameters.
Oh, obviously, the seeding has to be changed. Otherwise, I mean, it's not strongest to weakest principle. I mean, you have to do it quotation marks.
You really need to go and do a bit of research. I mean, and determine which is the best parameters like that, and also announce it and make it clear to everyone, not with enough time, then players will be happy.
Very true. Yeah. I mean, just small changes could already have a huge impact. I mean, Wargaming doesn't have to change a lot. Maybe programming it will take a little bit more time, but then I mean, if you're employed by Wargaming, at least you should have a degree on computing, in programming. So I suppose that shouldn't be that much of a difficulty in trying to improve the seeding. It's just kind of like it doesn't concern with the core mechanics of the game. Yeah, so it shouldn't be that
go
hard.
And look at blitz stats and then see a few stats and use your parameters from there. But Wargaming has the number.
Yeah, I mean, I think, yeah, just it's really not that difficult. I mean, if you want to change the seating, and
Mm.
yeah, I think it's really
Also,
not that difficult.
also maybe right now it's winter season. Winter, they could
Yeah,
do a winter tournament, then the big
I
tournament in spring,
I mean, they
then
also
summer.
do. I always do the off-season tournaments for. I mean, last year they did it for February and March, which I
Yes,
think
they did.
was good. But I think it should have been the moment to try something new and see if it works. And I think, yeah, I mean, Wargaming can be very experimental for February and March. To try something entirely new and see if it's going to work. And if it works, then congratulations. And if it doesn't work, it's fine because it's not the most important time of the year to kind of like for
They could
yeah,
like in summer season they did tier 8. Maybe winter
yeah.
season they do tier 9. Why can't they do that? I mean
Oh,
tier 9 is
well, I
also
mean, yeah, I mean, tier 9 is good, but then yeah, I think we can try it and see. Yeah.
so like how to say, like what Asia community server. This is what we are gonna be trying and doing in the future.
Yeah. And I think
And but
I think Wargaming can borrow a lot of ideas from community tournaments, particularly. I mean, yeah, community tournaments sometimes have really good ideas and can
yeah,
Wargaming can borrow it all.
and then
Yeah,
and then at the end of the day, we are actually like kind of helping wargaming
yeah.
improve the gameplay and all that.
True. If Wargaming is going to continue with the cup system, I hope they're going to do it even more exponentially. Like, good that the autumn season last year, we are seeing the number of cups increasing a lot less linearly. Which is like if you go to the next stage, for example, if you are through to the quarterfinals, the increase in the number of cups is different than if you're through to the semifinals. They have changed it a lot more exponentially last autumn season, which I think is good, and I think it could be done even more, so that
Yeah,
we'll be rewarding clans that have reached to more advanced stages rather than trying to be consistent, getting knocked
yeah,
out in the same stage. Because I think teams which are getting knocked out in the same stage over and over again probably won't be able to beat the best clans. But if you were able to get into the final few stages, the very advanced stages, at least once or twice, at least you showed to us that you could beat the best clans.
yeah,
And that could
and
be
it
really
doesn't really
interesting.
affect that much because like you still have
Yeah,
a chance to get it in the next.
yeah, yeah,
And like it wasn't like 2018 no
yeah.
2019 twister preliminaries. That one, if you have one bad day, you're basically almost out.
That's last spring season. If you have a very bad day, then you're out. That happened to Raid, before, and
Oh, and then they did that thing.
yeah,
They
they
did.
did the rigging. 2019 is fine.
We-
2019 autumn is fine because if you effed up in one of the days, you still have a second chance,
mm,
and it's fine. It's fine. But the 2020 spring is really not good. The number of cups is
after
just not really good. Glad they have changed it and they have done. I mean, not gonna lie, it's a much better system than the last year's spring season.
Yeah,
The autumn season is a much better system.
it is.
It is a
It
much
is.
better system, and
I
although
mean,
it
like
takes a yeah,
wargaming do listen to us, but
they do in to some
sometimes
extent.
they listen and they just choose to ignore it. You know.
Sometimes they choose to ignore it because they think they have a better idea.
Mm.
Yeah, but sometimes they do listen to us when they think, yeah, it doesn't make sense, and they will do it. And I think now the team with Sirius and also Notka, I do think they have done more than what. I'm sorry, Rexy, but I have to point out to you, I think they have done something more than what Rexy have done. So I hope they're going to do more this year. I hope we're going to see more changes.
Then let's try
We'll
and
see.
wish them luck in their job.
Let's wish them luck, and obviously it's led by Tony's. When Tony is also a very good guy, and it's
Tony,
done a lot. So yeah, Darth and Tony is already did a lot for the tournaments last year. So I hope.
is
Uh,
he the Tony that we see on stream?
Yeah, that's the Tony we are seeing on stream. I think he's the coordinator of the entire World of Tanks Blitz esports department.
He looks really cool.
Yeah, he looks
Like,
really good. I think he did really
cool,
good. Yeah, he has done a fantastic job so far. So
Hmm.
I really hope to see more stuff. And at least we are seeing more gaming putting more focus on esports.
Yeah,
At
because
least.
like how to say, they can, it's like free advertising, or or in meme terms, free real estate.
Yeah, so I'm very hopeful about esports for World Tanks Blitz this year. I
In
hope I
20,
won't be disappointed. Yeah.
but I would like to say another thing. Like maybe like right now I have like 60,000 battles.
Yeah.
So I have a lot of free elite XP. Is it elite XP?
Hmm.
I have a really. I wish we could kind of use that, and then like in a system, like exchange it with something, so that we can like maybe get an edge in tournaments or something like that. Something for the
Action
veteran.
tournaments.
Something
Yeah, it will be interesting.
because if not, what is that elite XP doing in my rush?
Oh yeah, the
I'm not
green
gonna.
thing. Oh yeah, I think
Yeah,
they're just for the crew, and then you have to pay, and you have to use a lot of credits to get to another level for that skill, which is
I
just
already
bad.
unlocked all the levels. I don't need it
That's
anymore.
yeah, that's good for you, but not. But I mean, I'm still grinding here, and I mean, I got all of them for medium tanks. I need it for heavies and also TDs and lights, and yeah, yeah,
Or then
and
I'm not gonna convert it with gold anytime soon, because you know how much gold it costs or not? Like 2.8 million. I'm not
hmm,
gonna buy 2.8 million gold.
no, no, and what else? What improve the credit economy system? Really, I think I think it's much easier to earn free XP, and then much better economy in that one. Gold is also a good economy in my opinion. Credits, I mean, the only thing that will always run out is credits, not free XP or the gold. Yeah, always the thing that's going to run out is the credits for me. I just think that it's the current economy system of credits needs some huge improvement. At least in my opinion, you shouldn't lose credits when you lose a game. That's like the basic thing I want to have. Yes, you
Or
might.
you earn,
Yeah, you might have
earn
spammed a
free
lot of
stuff.
heat shells. You might have spent a lot of heat shells, but at least if you do that, just don't lose credits on that. Just say it's 0 credits, and then yeah, and then just earn nothing. Yeah, at least it will. And
At
then
least no negative, just zero.
just
Yeah?
zero, just zero. And I think that would be a lot better. Yeah, losing, if you lost, yeah, you can lose a lot of credits. I mean, you can lose even more credits if you lose one game and you did very horribly. Then yes, I think it's fine. But winning and losing credits and doing absolute okay in that game and lose credits in the end, I think it's BS.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's BS. Why would you like lose credits and do really well? Why would you do really well, win that game, and still lose a ton of credits? That makes no
like
sense.
I remember an example. One of my clanmates in tournament.
Yeah.
He's spamming heat in his IS4,
Yes.
and we won that game, and then he lost
Yeah.
100,000 credits.
True. No, their entire profit doesn't come from well, yeah, probably with the premium tanks, but I think people also get premium tanks not just for the credits,
For the experience.
but also the tank itself. It's really good too. I mean, 25TU, people don't buy 25TU just for the credits. They buy it for that tank. They buy it because it's one of the best tanks in tier 8. Yeah.
It's
so
not really one of the best. It's one of the luckiest.
luckiest, yeah, also one of the lucky. Oh, I mean, not one of the best, but then it can bounce a lot of shots, and then it's like one of the most noob-friendly tanks in the game. So, yeah,
You don't even have to think, and you're bouncing on your back.
yeah, yeah. So I don't think, but they really need to improve that economy system. There is no way that is in this current shape or form, and I think if it's going to at least it needs some improvement, and at least it needs to be more affordable to buy higher tier tanks, and I think that's what Wargaming needs to do.
maybe I don't really want to agree with you on that point because I don't.
Mhm.
The too many people who are like few thousand battles only are getting into tier
Yeah.
10. So
Yeah.
maybe that will even help those with 1k battles straight away get into tier 10. So
Mm.
like a compromise would be okay, but
Yeah. Well, as I said, if you don't want to kind of buff that economy system too much, at least make when you don't do too much in the battle and you lost that game, at least make that being a very bad loss. Really, like you lose like 100k credits. I think that's a good thing. Like if you lost and you did like 0 damage and you and then you lost 100k credits, I think it's
oh,
fair. It's fair.
but remember when like Wargaming did that system where like
Yeah.
you're AFK and you
Yeah.
lose and just before you're gonna about to lose you blow up, so you lose
Yeah.
credits and all. Whatever happened to that? I don't see it
I don't
anymore.
know. Oh yes. Also, if you're AFK for that battle, you will lose a ton of credits if you lost. I think that
If they
works.
really did that right, then people won't be able to be playing be AFK at high tiers because they'll always be losing
Yes.
credits.
That. Yeah. I mean, we don't want AFK anyway. Unless you're so unlucky that your internet suddenly shuts down, which by the
Oh,
way happens a lot more frequently than you guys think. Though I mean, it happens a lot more
yeah.
frequently than you guys would think. Internet cut down can happen like immediately. It happens all the time. So don't blame them when suddenly you're seeing someone just ping down unless they are doing it on purpose.
No, yeah, like, but you can know who is the one who like did it on purpose and who is the one who has internet cut because
Yeah.
you can go and look at their stats and their history and
True. True. True.
the
True. Very
military
true. Very
order.
true. Yeah, but I mean, maybe that's kind of like a bias. But then, yeah, but at least,
Oh,
yeah. If
but
you,
the military honor, I want them to fix the military honor.
that should be fixed too. But I think the reason why we have a military honor because Morgan doesn't have enough people, manpower, to deal with all the tickets.
No,
That's why
that's
they need military
understandable.
honor. Yeah, that's
But then
understandable.
you still see 0-star players playing. How is that possible?
Yeah.
That that's why military honor.
Yeah, very true. That is a very good point. Fair point here. Mobile players often get phone calls. Particularly sometimes I will make a joke in the game that they got a phone call from their partner, from their romantic partner. So
Yeah,
that
like, at the
happens.
end of the day, at the end of the day, you don't really know.
You don't really know why
So
they just went offline immediately.
but
So yeah.
then that's why I go and look at their stats and all. If they are really
Mm,
a bad player and then they are military honor,
yeah.
then they must be doing this a lot, And so
Yeah.
there is a line where they cross where it's on purpose, not
Yeah.
on not you know.
Yeah, so kind of, in my opinion, just reward more when players win and do really good in that game, and punish them more when they just don't do a lot in that game and lost the team the game. And I think that would just also force the people who are playing really bad in that game to improve because
That's possible.
because then they know they need to do well in order to be rich in this game. They cannot just do really poorly and then they. I mean, you can also do it for premium tanks. I think you still lose credits in premium tanks. I mean, not a lot
Oh
of
yeah,
them, but for some of
collected
them,
tanks.
yes. Yeah, or
You
collected
would think
tanks.
you would think T22 would get a lot of money, but no.
Yeah, yeah. No, just punish the people who didn't do who do horribly in that game and lost the team the game, and that and I think the players who start playing well, I think the matchmaking could improve. Actually, it's a good idea.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you should start writing to Wargaming right now.
But the credits system, I think that's something would be a really good incentive to kind of like if you improve that this year. I think that will be even better than removing ATGMs because honestly, it's just horrible to think of that. You just need to play a lot of other tanks in order to buy that tank, and then you simply cannot I mean, if you play it really well in that Tech 3 tank and you cannot afford to buy a tank a higher tier than that tank, I think it's not a good system.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I kind of agree with you.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
if Wargaming does do that in the end to reward players who did really well in that tank, so they can afford to buy a tank higher than that, and that higher tier, I think it's a good idea.
But to implement it, and then they also, at the end of the day, they are also a business, so they will follow the
Oh
model
yeah,
that
yeah. It's
that
also a business, but then they also, I mean, if you lose a lot of credits, if you lose too much, then go play premium tanks. That doesn't lose you too much money.
true.
So at the
And it
end of the
also-
day, the business model is still there. Just that now you have to play better in order to be in that model.
and you punish players who are actively throwing the game or what.
Yeah, very true. Yeah, there is a
Also,
cost for that. I think that's something
Oh.
Wargaming could consider.
Also, like for game modes lah, I remember when the Uprising first came out, the game mode, oh my god, you earn so much of credits.
Oh yeah,
So
a lot.
and then the next time they came out, when you lose a lot of money. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, you either lose a lot of money or you don't earn a lot of XP. Then yeah, that's kind of like that's kind of like a good sacrifice there. So I think I really like Uprising. I think that's the best game mode in my opinion.
Yeah, I also like but the Mad Games. Oh, I was a bit confused then.
Oh yeah.
Oof. Then
Okay.
burning games also, it's repetitive, but I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
But these game modes are meant to be fun, so I think they should like maybe make give credits, like let people like farm credits from there. That'll be good. Or
Yeah,
something.
I think they can try and make game modes available in training rooms, but also they have to. I mean, they have to consider the load it will have on the game. But at least if they have the skirmish mode in training rooms, that would be really good for holding 2v2 or these kind of tournaments.
But then if they have the game modes in training rooms, then who's gonna play in the actual game modes?
Yeah, that's true. That's another good point. But if you have a skirmish game mode in training rooms, I think that would be a really good thing for community tournaments to grow, because it's a lot more interesting to watch.
I was actually thinking of like doing something like skirmish in the in one of the tournaments. Like we go to one side of the map, like A, or like I was like sleeping, lying down. But it'll be really hard to implement also, like because you have to watch people all the time, and it can turn into a nightmare.
Very true. So I mean, skirmish mode. I think they don't need to. I think they don't need to make all the game modes available in trainers. Otherwise, very good point. People won't play randoms, and secondly, it will cause a huge load to their server, I suppose, because they barely could handle gravity mode. So I can't. I don't think they can handle having all the game modes in the training rooms.
But also don't have during tournaments, important tournaments, especially professional tournaments, especially don't have game modes like we saw in the preliminaries.
Yeah,
they had what was it, Uprising or Mad Games, and then the on Asia server the tournaments just crashed.
Oh yeah, very true. So don't try to first of all don't try to like release a new game mode during the tournament time, and secondly don't release a new tier 10 tank during the Blitz Cup preliminaries, especially. Previous skill I can understand. You can't. It means a long time. You cannot like have no updates within like entire 2 months or something like that. But obviously not during a Blitz Cup preliminaries. That's like a red flag.
They introduced the Crown Wagon and straight away it was in tournaments.
Straight away
it's
in tournaments. Yeah, it was unfair.
And it became a mainstay.
It became mainstay. Yeah. Very popular for RU clans, especially CIS clans.
And
love
also
bargains.
like when the Projecto came out, immediately also that also was.
Yeah, very true. So I would say don't release a new tier tank, especially during a very important tournament stage. Not obviously not Blitz Cup preliminaries. You cannot have that. It's unfair.
That's good, yeah. Because people are already playing with the meta, and then you you're introducing chaos into the equation.
True. Chaos into the equation. Mathematicians have a really hard time solving linear stuff, the chaotic stuff there. So you don't want that to happen, right? So and other than that, are there any questions from people watching from the stream? Because it's been like 2 hours since we've talked.
Is it me or is that 3 people watching? Only me, you, and
I don't. I'm not watching this. I'm watching the chat. I'm not watching on the stream. Yeah.
I'm watching your face.
All right. Yeah. Maybe some kind of rules where they have to run X number of each tank type. Personally, I don't want that because I want to see 7 bad chats at one point. Why not?
Hey, but you've seen it, what? E7 versus Feast.
Yeah, see, it didn't work because they didn't really kind of group together, and that's kind of like the worst thing to happen in 7 bad chat strat. They split up. It shouldn't happen for 7 bad chat. If they kind of group together more, maybe just have 1 to 2 tanks being the scouts and do the flanking maneuver. Yeah, it could work, but not like completely split them. They won't work. Yeah.
Like, but we'll never like how to say. They'll be like, oh, at least we got the meme around, you know.
Yeah.
Have you ever?
I really want to see some memes. You know, 2018 is iconic because of that gorilla, and 2019 because we blocked off some of the lanes. We don't really see anything worth watching. And then 2020 this year, and the ammo racks are like in the wrong way. that's popular, but
thanks go boom.
Yeah, other than that, we don't really see. And I try really best to kind of like create some moments, highlight some moments. You know, yeah. I mean, GV, you know. Yeah, we try to highlight that a lot.
Other than that, I want the Asian communities tournaments to like be in tandem with in sync with the professional tournaments.
Yeah.
Like if Wargaming is running a major tournament, then sure, like we won't be doing maybe like a fun tournament or just no tournament at all.
True. But we'll see.
Yeah. Anything is possible.
Anything is possible. Yeah. Anything's
but
possible.
Of course, we need help and all that.
Very true. So make sure you sponsor them, and I will be posting those links in the description. When they're going to send me those. But I don't think we have any questions. Here, I don't think so.
Oh wait! I got a question.
Yeah.
What's your favorite color?
My favorite color? Why are you asking me? I don't have a particular favorite color. I used to love blue a lot. But now kind of my taste changes, and now I kind of like paler and lighter colors. So not necessarily blue, but could be like lighter blue, lighter green, lighter pink. So I mean lighter white, lighter beige, or we call it khaki as well. And I think these two are 2 different colors, but I think lighter colors recently have a lot of appeal for me. A lot of appeal to me. So maybe I would like a lot more lighter colors in the future. We'll see.
I see.
Yeah.
Well, that's good to know.
Yeah. So I don't think we'll have a lot of. I mean, we don't have a lot of people watching right now. So I think it's a good time to end the stream, shall we? Actually. So thanks for joining in, Roadblock, and this has been a really good talk with you.
Thanks for inviting me.
No problem. I'll see you later.
I appreciate it.
No problem.
Then see you guys, and
see you.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everyone too. So hopefully you enjoyed this stream, and